Today's episode of the BS Podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor for the BS Podcast and Channel 33. Enter promo code BS and buy Panthers Broncos tickets on SeatGeek, and they'll send you $100 on your purchase. Sal, if we weren't going to a Super Bowl party, you would maybe use SeatGeek to buy your tickets.
I think I would. I would have to.
Their prices are the lowest out there. They always show you the full price upfront, no hidden fees. To get $100 off your purchase, download the free SeatGeek app and enter promo code BS. And today's episode is also brought to you by NatureBox. And not just because my wife has been a NatureBox customer since 2014. Yeah. Choose from over 100 snacks. Go healthy, go indulgent. Just snack away. They couldn't make it easier for you with their Smart Box guarantee. If you get a snack you don't like, they'll replace it in your next box for free. I can't imagine why you wouldn't like any of the NatureBox snacks. Visit naturebox.com/BS. Get 50% off your first box. Again, approved by my wife, and we are off. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Well, very rarely do we do a pod that's not at 9 a.m. Right. This one we're taping at 5:30. I just had a giant almond milk latte, so please make fun of me now.
All right. I'll save it.
Save it? Okay.
I
have a lot of energy.
I'm very excited, too. That's the one downside of doing it this late in the afternoon. It's all I can think about all day.
It's good. Maybe a little more anticipation.
And I try to get organized, but there's just a million of them. I love it.
So every year since, I don't know, 07, 08, I don't remember the first time we did this. We did dog barking behind us. Yeah, dogs excited.
Take Denver.
Does that mean, is that an omen for Denver?
Take the dog.
I want to apologize, by the way, on Monday to the people listening. First of all, at the 247 podcast of the Tom Thibodeau podcast, I opened a Kavita.
I read about that.
And it sprayed. And it was unbelievable. It sprayed everywhere. It was like a Peter North movie from the mid-'80s. It just wouldn't stop. And Joe was here, Joe Fuentes. He came out. We just couldn't stop it.
Wow.
So I think people thought I was doing a bong hit, though.
Oh, really?
And I wasn't. It was really like a faulty Kavita. And then apparently my slurping and all that stuff was at an all-time worst. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to go to...
Work on your slurping, for crying out loud.
Well, I'm listening to Thibodeau. You know, I'm on the phone and I'm too close to the mic. I'm doing like weird. So I got to work on that. I know it. I get it, guys. I'm listening to you.
I think there's a
doing
prop
my best.
about your slurping.
I'm not a pro at this. Like somehow people listen, but I'm just not good at this. Super Bowl props.
So good.
First of all, we like to go against the grain. We have learned over the years to fear when everybody is drifting one way. Mm-hmm. That's why our Pats Broncos red flags were up. And yet we threw them in teases and parlays and all kinds of things.
We should have a lot more money for these props based on the Pats Broncos. But
are you allowed to bet? Do you have any money left? Do you want me to loan you some money?
No. Right now, yeah. Right now, I'm just paying people off. Yeah.
You're paying people off.
As our friend Daniel Kellison says, we're one safety away from making it all back.
Oh, yeah. What's that? That's our favorite prop to discuss every year, that Daniel somehow won 4 times in the last 10 years?
Yeah, 4 times in the last 10 years that any other score other than touchdown or field goal would be the first or last score. And you had the Brady safety
is amazing
against the Giants.
A very dubious call too. Like you always talk about if there was ever a fixing of a football game, it wouldn't be a fixing, but it would be some subtle call like that where
right.
some shady safety. I went to that game. That was not a safety.
That wasn't. No.
That was bogus.
Yeah, and Daniel, who roots for the Patriots, was ecstatic that they were down 2-0.
We're down 2-0. Yeah.
And then 2 years ago, same thing with Peyton Manning against Seattle. To start the game. So.
Well, I always like to start this prop podcast by talking about my favorite prop I ever did, which was the Ravens Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I had the field for first score back before they figured out that it was too advantageous for the gamblers.
Right.
And I bet the field, I think it was like 20-1. And Brandon Stokely,
right?
God bless that man, caught a pass. He was part of the field. And it just started out. That was the greatest Super Bowl betting I've ever had.
Giants Ravens. Is that what you said?
Giants
Oh, I
Ravens.
thought you said 49ers. Ravens.
Yeah,
Okay,
Giants Ravens.
Okay. Yeah, right.
And
right.
I was all in on the Ravens. I was all in on the under. I was all in on
that was nice.
the Giants to score less than whatever. The whole thing. It was just the best.
Like
it was my best gambling day.
That was right when you first started around the Kimmel, and we would.
It was
hit
like
Super
the year
Bowls.
before.
Yeah, we loved Tampa Bay over Oakland. We loved the Ravens.
I had a nice
Giants.
Super Bowl run.
Yeah, and then
Because I had the Pats over the Rams that year too. That was like
Right.
I was convinced we were at least going to cover.
Now
I
it's
really thought
harder.
we could win.
Yeah.
Now it's too hard.
I told Jimmy, it was Jimmy's last year of Fox. Everyone hated him. He thought for sure he was going to be fired, and he's like, "This doesn't matter. Just who should I take, Patriots or Rams?" And it's straight up. Then on Fox, he was picking, and I'm like, "Take the Patriots. It doesn't matter. You know, just you'll look
Just
like
go
a hero
all in
if you
on the
won." Yeah.
Pats.
So Vinatieri kicks it beautifully right down the uprights, right through the middle, and he looks at me. He's jumping up and down. We were at the game, and he looks at me, and I'm crestfallen. He's like, "What's the matter?" I said, "I had $20,000 on the Rams money line." He's like, "But you told me to take." I was like, I know what I told you. It doesn't matter." The Rams money line.
Yeah, the Super Bowl. I'm trying to think. That's probably the most dramatic. Wasn't that a higher underdog than Tyree Giants? Tyree Giants
yeah.
was like 13 or 12 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it that high?
Rams
Yeah.
Pats. Remember when America liked the Patriots?
Yeah.
It's a long time
Not
ago,
anymore.
man. Yeah, I was just starting at ESPN.
Lots
Certain
changed.
bosses I actually liked. All right, so we're gonna throw out a whole bunch of props. We got most of these from the Westgate Las Vegas Sportsbook, which runs the Super Contest, right?
Right. That's the
So we
one.
like those guys. Found a couple on sportsbook.com. Found a couple on Bovada. Found a couple on William Hill.
Right.
We are agnostic with who we use for these things. We do not care. We have never been given any sort of
We'll lose
anything
money
by
to
any of these
anybody.
sites. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
care. Do you want to go first, or do you want to? You want to
let me
lead
just say,
this?
Like, I think the way we normally do it, it's kind of like the way you fill out an NCAA bracket. You say who do you like in the finals,
Yeah.
and then you work your way back.
Let's do that. We'll talk game first. Good idea.
So that's what we do. So,
I like it, cuz.
Well, I can't pick the game because I have to do it on ESPN. But my point was going to be, I haven't picked
Wait,
the game.
what?
I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you.
You traitor.
This late in the season, week 21.
Cousin Benedict.
I know. Didn't even think. I had no idea there were problems with you guys.
You're doing stuff for ESPN? What?
But the point is, it's Tuesday night, and I still don't know. I have a
You don't have a feel for the game.
so I can't even work backwards like that. So, but maybe that's good because I usually lose at these props.
Can I work backwards
Sure,
since
do it.
I'm not on
Do it.
ESPN?
Yeah.
I think it reminds me of the Broncos Pats game from 2 weeks ago, where I'm going to take credit for this prediction because I can.
Okay.
I thought either the Patriots were going to win by double figures or they were going to lose in one of the most agonizing ways in the history of the Patriots,
You're right.
and that's exactly what happened. I think this game, it's either Denver's D wins it and it's low scoring, ugly. The 16-13, 13-10, 15-14, some weird score type of game, or Carolina wins like 38-10.
Yeah.
And I those are the two extremes for me.
Well,
I don't see any other variable.
Then you should be able to make money off it. You could bet both those scenarios, and not exact score, but you should be covered on.
So
either
one I was
side.
looking at, and I don't love the odds, but Carolina laying 21.5 points is plus 525.
Right. That's pretty good.
It didn't make my final cut of the bets I love the most. I wish it was like plus 725, but I did like that. Like, it would be nice to be up 34-10.
Yeah.
Is Brock Osweiler even in the mix on this?
Sure. In fact, I have another prop I want to get to.
That's one of my favorites. I know what prop you're thinking.
All right.
So then they're going the other way, and I think I like this one more. No touchdown scored. Not one touchdown.
Wow.
200-1.
That's crazy.
200-1. Couldn't this be a Brandon McMahon? Didn't they play a game where they didn't score a touchdown? Oh, they had one.
They had one, yeah. I think they've always had one. Now, in a Super Bowl, has that happened? No, right?
So here's my thinking. You do no touchdown score 200-1, and you parlay that with Brandon McManus to win the MVP 100 to 1.
Wow.
What's 200 to 1 and 100 to 1 as a parlay?
I have to figure it out, but
It's like
it's at least 5 to 2.
I'm a billionaire.
You did it.
I get to buy Yahoo. I'm gonna win that parlay and then buy Yahoo.
You own MeUndies. That's great.
Yeah.
Not even just
I can't
a pair,
buy MeUndies.
the
They're
whole
doing
thing.
too well.
That's true.
Yahoo,
That's true.
I think I can get.
Right.
But yeah, so Brandon McManus, a 100 to 1 to win MVP.
Yeah, so if he kicks 5 field goals, and how many kick against the Pats? 4?
Well, first of all, what was the game where he was the MVP? Was that that Pittsburgh game?
Right, yeah.
He was the MVP of that game.
I don't think he got a trophy or anything.
Kickoffs, he had big, huge field goals, he was the best player Denver had.
But here's what I'll say about that. If Denver wins the game, is there any single way they don't give it to Peyton Manning? With Phil Simms and Nance, do they refuse to go on stage unless they're handing that hardware to the sheriff?
They should just make a replica of the Butler cabin for Nance. Because he'll have that same look on his face like, Peyton, you did it again, my old friend. You were 8 for 28 for 1 touchdown and 4 picks.
Yeah.
And your team won 13-10. You're our MVP. Congratulations.
The thing with this game. I look at it and I say, you know what? Maybe Denver's defense plays lights out. They have like 7 free agents that probably might not come back next year.
Yeah.
They're going to play out of their minds. Von Miller's one of them. Maybe they do it. And then I come across stats like, statistically, Peyton Manning, worst Super Bowl quarterback of all time. It's like, wow, he really is. That's hard to get around when Luke Kuechly's going to be staring him down every
and there's
play.
been some bad Super Bowl quarterbacks.
Yeah, there have. But
we've had 98 of them.
How does Seattle, Denver factor into your decision to take
I thought
Denver?
about that.
Now, is that like, oh, that could happen to Peyton, so it might happen again? Or is like, no, they're never going to let that happen to him again. Wade Phillips will prepare something and the offense will be conservative or something.
I want you to know that I deleted the Pats-Broncos game.
You did.
Off my DVR 2 days ago for my own safety.
You did? Yeah.
First of all, let's start there.
That's smart.
Because all he did was throw outs. He threw those long wobblers. And then he threw 2 really nice passes to Daniels.
Touchdowns, yeah.
Where Jamie Collins, if you're listening, Jamie, I think you're one of the best athletes we've ever had in the Patriots. I think you're a phenomenal defensive player. And you killed us in that game. And everybody blaming Gostkowski. And you got burned by Owen Daniels twice.
Right.
Owen Daniels.
Yeah. The second
It's like
time it wasn't.
we have Scott Chandler. They have Owen Daniels. Is that like... So anyway...
yeah,
I just think Carolina...
you couldn't get Owen Daniels for like $16.
Right.
Yeah.
So Carolina is watching these 2 games that he's played against Pittsburgh and against the Pats. We watch those same games. He can only make like 2 types of throws.
Right.
And aren't they going to just sit on the throws they think he can make and dare him to go deep?
Man, it seems that way.
All right. Flip side, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's going to get every call. He'll get all the calls.
They'll keep him in the game.
All the calls. I mean, this is a guy who in round 2 was about to get sacked and went into a slide, got up and threw a 35-yard pass, and the refs are like, oh!
See, it's shit like that makes me think
I
they're
might
gonna
not
win.
watch this game.
It makes me think they're going to win. Well, we're gonna have hundreds of prop bets. What are you talking about? We have to watch.
But on the flip side, though, Denver's incredible defense, who annihilated us.
Right.
They hit Brady 20 times. Edelman, I almost want Edelman to get like a second foot surgery because he was so invisible in that game. I want there to be an explanation other than you just got destroyed by Denver. Edelman and Amendola just got taken out.
What did he have? 60-yard Edelman? I thought he had. He had like 6 catches or something.
He was never open.
Okay. Yeah.
Couldn't get open on any of the big short plays, but they did such a job on the Pats offense. It just seems like the Panthers, if you take out Olsen, they took out Gronk. Gronk finished with 8 for 160 or whatever, or 140, but one of those plays was the basic pseudo Hail Mary for 45 yards, double coverage.
Right.
One of the best catches in the history of the Patriots.
And everything
franchise.
I'm reading says Talib will cover Olsen.
He's a poor man's Gronk.
Yeah.
By the way, probably the 3rd best tight end in the league. But they did a nice job of handling Gronk. They sent in 2 guys, 3 guys. So then that leaves the old throw it deep to Ted Ginn.
Funchess Ginn.
Which I'm going to turn around and look at Tate. He drops that pass 2 out of every 3 times.
It's a 60% drop rate.
60% drop rate, Tate says. Tate, diehard Panthers fan, having a heart attack as we do this. So,
Well, so
I
you
don't know.
said
Couldn't Denver just take out Carolina's offense?
sure, and I do think like the first half will be like 9-7-ish, maybe late second quarter, and everyone's going to
Super ugly.
This stinks. What's going on here? But then maybe the Panthers figure it out. But if you do like the Panthers a lot, what'd you say? Minus 21.5 is 525.
Yeah, I don't love the odds.
14.5 is plus 320.
I like that a little more.
That's a little more feasible. And the other thing, like if Panthers open at 3.5, 4, now it's 5.5, 6. If you feel you lost out on the spread, this is like a hidden gem thing. If you think the Panthers are going to jump on them early, take them to win the first half and then to win the game, and it's minus 140. And then you don't have to worry about Denver being down 10, scoring at the end,
This sounds like one of your great ideas that you never actually do.
No, right, I know. Oh, I'm full of those.
Yeah.
I have a ton of those.
I got to say, it seems like the safest bet on the whole planet, and which means it'll lose. But if you just tease Carolina in the under,
That's
Carolina
boring.
to win 51.5 points.
Yeah,
Denver put up 18 against Pittsburgh, and they put up 20 against the Pats.
that's so boring. Though.
And-
I know.
And I just don't see them. Do they score more than 20 in this game?
No,
if
it's
they win,
pretty
it's going to
safe.
be low scoring. If they lose, it's going to be like a 34-15 type game. I don't know.
That's
I don't
pretty
see this
safe.
game going to 50. I thought that line was really high.
I don't ever hit the spread in the
Over-unders.
over. Not in the same game. Like I can't take the team in the over under.
So Peyton Manning to throw a pick.
Minus
Yes,
220.
minus 220. No, plus 190.
I have that one as well.
I can't imagine he doesn't throw a pick.
Right.
Then again, he didn't throw a pick against the Pats.
Right.
Although we dropped 3 of them.
He dropped a bunch. He wasn't asked to pass much in the fourth quarter.
He
at
wasn't
all.
playing from behind.
Wasn't playing from behind.
The Panthers are pick happy. Mm-hmm. They like getting those picks.
Yeah. You got a guy. Oh, there is a prop here. Let me start reading some of these up.
Yeah,
This is
do your
interesting.
thing.
This is whose broken arm will heal faster? Panthers linebacker Thomas Davis or Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning.
Davis minus 750. Oh, that's on a broken arm?
Peyton, no, it's actually it's totally healthy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
If Peyton Manning throws a winning touchdown pass in overtime, over under 2.5 containers of Jergens hand lotion used by Jim Nantz in the Lombardi Trophy presentation.
Oh, he does. He goes.
Way over?
He goes dry. He doesn't even need hand
Oh
cream
my
for
God.
that. He goes street
All right.
style.
We'll get back to those. But I would think he would throw an interception if your guy lets you parlay these. Minus
Do you want to know what
220.
Tate's favorite prop is?
What is it?
I don't even know if Tate wants me to talk about this because he's a diehard Panthers fan. Panther Nation might get mad at him.
Is it a real one?
Thomas Davis, 5.5 tackles, under is even. Tate thinks doesn't finish the game. He's got a broken forearm.
It is
Thinks
hard.
he makes 1 tackle, and then by the second quarter he's out.
Right.
Which kind of makes a Denver argument a little bit better, right?
Sure.
Thomas Davis, one of their 3 best defensive
Oh,
players.
definitely. Yeah.
You take him out, all of a sudden now you don't have these prowling crazy linebackers
Yeah.
because he's going to be out there like Cowboy Bob Orton. I don't
Right.
see it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Owen Daniels, tough to take down with one arm.
You know what would be a
Probably.
good prop is Thomas Davis drops an interception
Ooh,
because he has
because of
a
the
big
arm.
plaster cast on his arm.
Yeah, right.
But do you think he'll do like the Iron Mike Sharp, Cowboy Bob Orton
Rest
clothesline?
in peace, Iron
Why
Mike
wouldn't
Sharp.
they, right?
Sure.
Yeah, recently.
They let you do that.
Roast in peace.
Let me ask you this. This is a good one, and this is in my top 5.
Yeah.
Well, although it's 4 picks in itself.
Okay.
Peyton Manning, 0 to 100 yards, 8-1. 101 to 140, 10-1. 141 to 180, 750. 181 to 200, plus 750.
What was 100 to 140?
10-1.
Really?
Yeah. Don't you like 2, 3 of those? All 4 of them? Like it serves every aspect of the game. What if he plays a game like he did against the Pats? He could still be under 200 yards. What if he's terrible and they take him out? He's under 200 yards. What if he gets hurt? Under 200 yards.
Like 12 seconds ago, I grunted, and I think it's actually got caught by the microphone.
You did?
I got so excited. I was like, oh. You might be able to hear it.
Those numbers
That's
are
pretty
too
good,
high.
man. Well,
I
here's
like
the other
that.
thing. What happens if he gets benched, or what happens
Right.
if it's a disaster?
Yeah, sure. Any
I
of
don't
those
know if
things.
Carolina's defense. Well, who knows? You asked me before if I thought they were as good as Seattle, and the answer is no.
Right.
Like Seattle 2 years ago. I don't think they're the same team. Davis hurt. Jared Allen, not that he was like the most, but it's like they're a little banged up. And
Yeah. I just wish I knew how much of that devastation is because they were home, because they just got off to a great
home
start.
crowd, Carson Palmer deer in the headlights,
Yeah.
probably had a broken finger.
All that.
And also, like, what was it, 17-7? The Peterson's trying to make a play,
Oh,
fumble.
Right. Yep.
You know,
That's
that
what it
game,
was.
that was a classic playoff game where they were better, but
Yeah.
that was also
They home
everything
teamed
went
them
wrong
to
game.
death. Panthers touchdown, second quarter, minus 180. I like that.
You love, this is something you've done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You like those second quarters because you have, first quarter, you got some jitters,
Right.
some nerves.
Teams are trying to score. You have the 2-minute warning at the end.
Yeah. The history of the Super Bowl usually is that it takes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little while to get going. A little like Paul Giamatti in Billions.
That's right.
Takes a while. He needs his wife standing on him, pressing a high heel on his chest. Shout out to Koppelman.
Field goals over 3.5, plus 105.
Oh,
Our guy McManus might get that alone.
that's tasty.
Yeah.
Let's mark that one down.
Plus
That's the first
105.
one.
All right.
I also like the Thomas Davis will not make more than 5.5 tackles
All right,
because his
that's
arm's
good.
broken. Seems like a safe bet
I like that.
because he's got a cast on with a broken forearm.
I'm marking that Manning thing down too with the low yards. Just put $10 on that.
I have a dumb question, and I'd like
Yeah.
to preface it by saying that I graduated with a 3.0 in college, and I got a 3.3 with my master's.
Okay.
Broken forearm, is that the top? Is that the part closer to your arm,
are you
closer to your
talking
hand, or is it the part higher?
What is wrong with you?
Forearm's closer, right, to your hand?
This is ridiculous.
So what's the part up here? What's that called?
That's a bicep.
No, the bone here.
That's a tricep.
No, the bone from your elbow to your shoulder. That's got its own name. It's forearm and then something else. Oh,
I
man.
don't know, but the forearm is definitely between the wrist and the elbow.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's what he broke.
Yeah. What's the matter with you?
What's this arm, though? What's this part of the arm? I'm leaving this
You're
in so
crazy.
people can understand that you shouldn't have two kids because they ruin your brain.
All right, field goals over 3.5. Quarterback sacks over 5. You think that number's right? 23 times.
Tate, how many times does Cam get sacked?
Well, he's running, so like
Oh, he's running. Yeah, the runs.
sometimes they get marked.
Good point by
They get
Cam.
rushing yards.
Brady
Yeah, the
was-
minus
Brady was hit 23 times.
is
I
amazing.
think all you need is 2 sacks from Carolina or from
We
Denver,
did have-
3 from Carolina.
We did have Bob from the Beacon Hill 7-Eleven playing right tackle in the
That's
game.
true.
I mean, that
That's
was a
true.
problem. The guys, we didn't even have guys to bring in
Right.
to sub for the guys who were terrible.
No.
That's when you know it's gone wrong, where it's like, oh, we can't even bench this guy.
He ran
There's
out.
no one left.
Belichick ran out.
Yeah.
How about this?
Yeah.
First touchdown, jersey number over 22.5. Now, you don't get Cam, but you get the tight ends. You get the wide receivers that are not like
You don't get
Ginn-
Emmanuel-
You don't
do you
get
get
Ginn,
Emmanuel
Funchess, or
Sanders?
Sanders. No, you don't get those guys. But you get Jonathan Stewart, who is also. I'm keen on Jonathan Stewart for MVP, 15-1, for first touchdown, 8-1. I think those are good odds for Jonathan Stewart.
Jonathan
I'm
Stewart.
telling you, they run the ball a lot. John Stewart, baby doll's
John
client,
Stewart.
representing football
Oh,
players.
speaking of baby doll,
Yeah. How is he not called yet?
nobody loves golf more than our beloved agent, James Baby Doll Dixon, right? Mm-hmm. He loves golf so much that in 2014, he convinced me to start playing golf again. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the problem. I'm old. I have no muscle. I
Which
don't know.
muscle are you talking about? The
I don't
one
know where
up
my
between the
forearm
arm
is. Yeah, I'm so dumb. I don't know. Can't remember where my forearm is. I have good hand-eye coordination. And that's it. I need help with my drives
Okay.
because I'm old. I don't have really any muscle. The physics of driving are simple. If you want to go farther, you have to go faster. The club has to go faster. Well, our friends at Callaway worked with the world's leading aerodynamic engineers from Boeing.
Oh.
But that to find the most speed possible, and the result was a new XR driver with a larger head and a hotter face. Tell your face.
Tell your face. I like that.
They streamlined the shape. They made the driver extremely forgiving. And they sent me one, and I took the XR driver to the driving range last week.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had just taken PEDs. Like I actually
Really?
I had an Al Jazeera crew chasing me
Wow.
around the driving range. That's how far I was hitting it. And unlike PD's, the XR driver is actually legal. So visit CallawayGolf.com for more information on the new XR driver. You can buy it. You can brag about it. You can even impress your friends with an exaggerated story about how you teamed up with Boeing for a better driver. Really, it was Callaway. The new XR driver from Callaway. Forgiveness meets fast.
Oh. Now, there's no way you didn't have them send Baby Doll one also. Or you're going to have to give them yours.
You know what? I'm tired of Baby Doll getting stuff from his clients.
Good.
I've just had it with that guy.
Good for you.
I really have. Just had it with him. What does he do for us?
Does that thing have
He
a lighter
negotiates like
on
one
the
deal
end?
every 5 years, and then he just badgers us.
Oh, you are so lucky he doesn't listen to or watch.
There's no
anything
way
we
he
do.
listens. You know who's going to listen? His assistant, who's going to send him a long email about what we said, and then he's
Right.
going to call and pretend he
That's
listened.
not true, Bill.
That's
don't
not true.
even
I listen
say
to
that.
all those.
I don't want people
How do you
knowing
listen
that.
to it, baby? Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about how I listen to
I
these.
listened on Netflix. What are you talking about? That's how I always listen.
All right, back to the props.
Here's one. At any time during the telecast, will the Goodyear blimp land on Peyton Manning's forehead? Yes, 35 to 1. Could that happen? I don't know.
Do they have a Manning family crowd shot? Or I mean, the wide shot where they show the family in the box? That's not in there because I saw there was a Steph Curry's outfit prop.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And it had all these different things. And actually, like, there was one, it was like a Cam Newton jersey. It was nothing. It was like his own Steph Curry thing. And then it was any Carolina jersey was plus 500.
Wow.
So, how
He
does
has a game that day, right? Yeah, I think he does because he's on the cross prop list.
Yeah, he's on a cross prop. So, wouldn't he wear his dad's jersey?
Yes.
Well, you know what?
It makes sense.
Tate knows James Michael McAdoo, who's on the Warriors. We'll get inside info.
All right,
we're gonna
good.
win on this. We're gonna. Hey,
Finally.
when a bet from somebody we know comes in on this for like $100,000, we
Yeah.
have no inside info.
No, we
at
don't
all.
know anything.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Manning family, longest gross punt by Britton Colquitt, 52.5 yards. Longest gross nose hair by Archie Manning cutaway, 52.5 yards. It's the same. It's the same.
Gross punt. I swear to God, I looked to see if Colquitt was a Super Bowl MVP odds.
What? Oh, is he not
He
there?
killed the Patriots.
Oh, right,
I don't know if he's good or not, but he killed Pittsburgh and he killed the Patriots.
he's good
They
in
had
that
field
game.
position in 8 of those quarters. And by the way, that's another reason you can make a case for Denver. My thing with Denver is, could they win this game without Peyton Manning really doing anything? Could
Yeah.
he just make 2 throws and make no mistakes and have their defense and special teams win it?
I mean, it's going to have to be
possible.
something stupid. Demarius Thomas is going to have to break a tackle at the 35 and go, or something like, oh my God, that wasn't even Manning. And look, they're winning 14-12 or something.
Or Owen Daniels will have to use an out and up move
Yeah.
on somebody who's a 10 times of a superior athlete as
Something
him and
weird.
have it work twice in the same half. Something like
They
that.
could be nervous, something like that. Did that
Do you think-
actually happen? That wouldn't happen.
You think Jamie Collins is like 10 times a better athlete than Owen Daniels? Was it like 8?
Was it Butler that it's Butler on the Patriots, right?
The guy who won the Super Bowl last year by the amazing play.
But
He was the one that didn't jump high enough when he should have picked it, but
now,
somehow
does it
Emmanuel
bum-
Sanders
that's
jumped
what,
higher.
That was crazy to me, and that kept that drive going. And then, does it bum you out to see him in the Pro Bowl?
No, I support all Malcolm Butler. I don't
You
think
do. What about and just in general, any Patriots playing in the Pro Bowl? You okay with it?
I hate the Pro Bowl. You're the only one I know who watches
No,
the
I'm
Pro Bowl.
talking about like, wow, they're really over the game already. They're going.
Oh
to
yeah, I
Hawaii.
do take that personally.
Yeah.
It does feel like seeing your ex-girlfriend out on a date with somebody else
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know why he didn't jump that high though? Because he had his heavy Super Bowl ring from last year.
Oh,
He had it in his
wow.
pocket, so it weighted him
Wow.
down. It's a big mistake.
Hope
He
it was
learned. He
worth
learned
it.
his lesson. Peyton Manning pass attempts over 35.5.
Yeah.
That seems really high. 35.5.
Wow.
Do you see him throwing 35.5 passes?
No. How many?
Well, definitely not, because it's
that's
impossible
attempts.
to throw a half pass.
So yeah, that's true. It's not gonna be 35.5. What was it against the Patriots? I don't even
It
remember.
wasn't 35.5.
Yeah.
I noticed that. Another quarterback one I noticed was Cam's first pass where something happens. Touchdowns minus 200. Interceptions plus 175.
I don't know which way to go with that.
Yeah, I just thought it was
Touchdown.
interesting. I don't have an opinion either.
They have those. There's a ton. They have Cam over 1.5 touchdown passes minus 140.
Yeah. Did you see total picks over 1.5 was minus 230?
Really?
Vegas is expecting 2 picks in this game.
That's not bad.
I like that one. Mark that one down.
Total INTs.
We're going to see 2 picks in this game.
Over 1.5 minus 230. All right. Like that.
Now, we have to mention perennially one of your favorite bets.
Yeah.
One team will score 3 straight times, minus 160. I think you've won this every year for the last 52 years.
It's hit 6 out of the last 7 years.
You bet it every year.
The only time it doesn't hit is when the Patriots play the Giants, actually.
Yeah.
And then
I just hit myself when that happens.
It's minus 160. And yeah, that's just how these games go, right? One team comes out of the gate hot, or it's a sluggish game, and then one
little
team
momentum.
gets hot.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, we'll do that again.
All right.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think the Panthers are going to win? Why not just bet Cam Newton 5-7 to win the MVP? Just put 500, put $700 on it to win 500.
So that's minus 140, and the one I told you earlier, where the Panthers are winning at halftime, and then when the game is also minus 140. And I think Cam would get it, but I put a little something, like I said, on Jonathan Stewart.
I have another Super Bowl MVP candidate. I'm going to make the case for it, but Tate might get upset. He might stop the podcast.
What is it?
So Ted Ginn Jr. And I've seen different odds for this. It's 25-1, but I've seen it higher other places.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk you through the Ted Ginn Jr. Super Bowl MVP case. First of all, those are nice odds because basically, let's say it's 25-1. You're saying if you play this game 25 times, is there one game out of those 25 times? I know it's impossible to play the same game 25 times. I'm saying hypothetically, in your 538 simulated nerd universe, you play this 25 times. Is there one of those 25 times where Ted Ginn catches a 60-yard touchdown, gets a punt or a kick return touchdown, and breaks a reverse for like 52 yards?
It's too high.
And maybe catches one other play. There's a scenario where Ted Ginn Jr. wins this game for the Panthers. It like Desmond Howard style a little bit.
I like that.
Right?
That's fine.
Tate,
it'd be,
just nod. Tate nods.
So but then for Cam to not win it, like that would have to be all that kind of happened in the game. Excuse me.
I don't think. Yeah, that was not a Kavita.
No,
that was
me.
a Diet Dr. Pepper.
There you go.
So I don't think an offensive. I know you're bullish on James Stewart, but like the Patriots, the Steelers couldn't really run on them either. I don't see anyone running on them.
I don't think so. How are the Patriots going to run on them? Like,
What's a good point? We're on we had it.
Steelers are down there at third string.
Do you say that because we had no offensive line and our 5th string running back?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Here's another one. Unexpected artist to join Beyonce at the halftime show. Jay-Z even, Rihanna 5-2, Timberlake 4-1, Stephen Avery 35-1.
Stephen Avery.
Bill Cosby.
How many if he does the coin toss?
Bill Cosby 60-1.
Oh, that's too low.
Abe Vigoda 175-1.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced he's dead.
No, yeah.
Have we seen the body?
If he shows up, that'd be great.
Do you remember like Letterman? You watched Letterman in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
He was joking about Abe Vigoda being dead in the 80s.
I saw that
was in
thing.
high school.
Did you tweet that? Was that you that tweeted that?
I think I might have
when he was in the booth with Hal Gurney. And
yeah.
Terrific. I love it. Yeah, how old was he back then?
He was so old back then, everyone. That was a running joke. What a life. Now, here's one that I think we should do.
Yeah.
And it's been discussed, and the odds have shifted. It's somewhere between plus 145 and plus 125 for yes. Will Mike Carey be wrong? To me, this is like, I feel like I'm stealing.
Yeah.
Every CBS game I've watched that Mike Carey has done, he's been wrong.
Yeah.
He interprets whatever the call is completely wrong. And it's a running joke, and everybody has a good laugh.
Right.
And it's gotten to the point where he did it with my team, where they like, let's go to Mike, let's see what happened there. And whatever his scenario would have been bad for the Patriots. I'm like, this is great. We're going to win the challenge.
Right.
Mike Carey thinks we're losing.
What if he says, you know what, guys, I appreciate you going to me, but I've been wrong all year. I'm passing. I'm not going to comment on any of these.
Guys, much like Peyton Manning, I'm retiring after the game.
I know there's a lot of money against me right now.
I was 5 for 40 this season.
So good.
Well, I think that's stealing money. If you're getting positive money on him being wrong during a game, I don't know how we don't do that.
Talk about stealing money. I'm not screwing around. I know I've read a few that are kind of out of left field, but will there be an earthquake during the game? 10-1.
This was a really morbid.
I know.
I thought this was the most morbid prop bet ever because in the 89 World Series before game 2, there was an earthquake and it was like one of the most deadliest earthquakes in American history and completely demolished the Bay Area and was like truly awful.
Yeah.
So how is this a prop?
Well, and also you're not at 10-1 of something that's going to happen in a 3.5 hour span. It's just, that's criminal odds. Like that's the worst earthquake insurance you could take out, 10-1. And you can't bet the no either. You just can
If you bet yes on this, that has to be the worst karma you could ever insure for yourself.
Well, I did bet yes, and I put you in on it too. So que sera, sera.
Did you see the Manning will retire right after the game odds was yes plus 500 and no 1,000. I have a take on this, and I think we should mark this down. Mm-hmm. The man has too big of an ego to retire after the game. He's going to want to milk it for a couple days before he leaks it to Adam Schefter.
I agree.
And I say that with all due respect. He just knows how to, he knows how to market himself. He's smart. I don't think he's going to just jump on that moment to get out right after the game. He's going to want the 72-hour stage.
He could, though, retire and then unretire. Like, he could retire and then he's playing for the Texans next year.
True. He'd like a boxer.
I could see him doing that, too.
Wouldn't it? My scenario, and there's no way to bet on this because I looked, is Denver wins. Mm-hmm. Jim Nance, they have to clean up Jim Nance, and he's wearing like one of those outfits like in the nuclear reactor movies when they leak. Like he's just protective suit to make sure nobody else gets contaminated with the fluids. he asked Peyton Manning, so Peyton, what is it, old buddy? Are you walking off in the sunset or are you retiring? Peyton Manning says, no, I'm not retiring, but I think Phil Simms should. Phil, I think it's time. And then Phil Simms announces his retirement.
Oh, that'd be good.
And then America rejoices. We have another year of Peyton Manning and no more Phil Simms.
There's no way you could bet on that?
Oh,
they'll put that up. I bet I can get someone to put that up. Like Bodo, I don't know, whatever. What? I'm going to talk to
that's a good
one.
Phil Simms, not Peyton Manning. Phil Simms will be convinced by Peyton Manning to retire after the game. Well, Peyton, we talked about it. We talked about it earlier, and it's time for me to go.
This is a stupid one. Will Denver, and this is true, will Denver win Super Bowl? Manning retires. Spurs win NBA title. Duncan retires.
Oh, it's a 4-team parlay. This is one of Tate's favorites.
20-1. That's all that is for that?
So the Spurs are 3-1 to win the NBA title.
First of all, that should be higher. I know we have them at a nice number.
Right? We have them at 10-1.
10-1.
That's one of our, like, we had 2 years in a row we might have made the greatest NBA bets ever.
They're not. I don't know.
Oh, you're wrong.
What are you talking about?
Oh, the Spurs are good.
They're good? You liked what you saw against Golden State?
They don't care about the regular season. It's
I don't know. And then they lost the next one. I just maybe you're right. But 20-1 is low.
Don't panic about the Spurs.
Might as well add Huckabee wins the election. Like, it's so stupid the way they
Did you watch any of the Iowa caucus last night? We're taping this on a Tuesday night.
Very little.
They kept showing the numbers, and it was, like Hillary Clinton 49.8 and the other one 49.6. And O'Malley was just 0.0.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept thinking, like, at some point, does he call and just like, hey, guys, can you just take me off?
Stop.
Just keep it Clinton and Sanders.
0.0.
It's
the Animal House.
Imagine like spending that much time running for election and you just like literally you don't connect with one voter.
Right.
You're shaking hands, you're getting coffee, and you're just 0.0.
I mean, that's it though. Isn't it a lot for a lot of these guys and girls? It's just to try to further your status in the speaking engagement. Realm like that. That's the like people just backing you with money.
Right.
They know you're not going to win, but your status is higher now. You could charge.
Bernie
more.
Sanders is my favorite. I love his speeches.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm for or against him, but just in his speeches, he's like, and when I'm president, free blowjobs for everybody. And the crowd's like, ah.
It's a great Bernie Sanders.
And I'm just, everybody's going to be able to take out money from the bank for free.
Again, our friend Daniel's a big Bernie Sanders.
He's the best. It's like he has, I've never heard him explain how any of this is going to happen, but it sounds awesome.
Right.
I really enjoy it.
I know.
I love his speeches.
We do have money on Rubio, which is looking good right now, right?
Plus 650 for Rubio.
That's great. And he's the favorite now, the Republicans.
He's the favorite now?
Yeah. Even though he lost to Cruz.
Santorum won 4 years ago, which I'd forgotten.
Had won what? Iowa?
He won Iowa.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
I
like,
know.
yeah. So
Yeah, he didn't even win, and he became the favorite. He flip-flopped with Trump. All right, back to the what counts. No extra points missed, minus 360. That's a win. Nobody misses extra points anymore.
minus 360 for no extra points.
No extra points missed. Yeah.
So I looked at that, and you're thinking like, this is the year where the missed extra points have been so crucial, and of course it's going to happen during the Super Bowl. But those odds are crazy.
You
How
think
many
that's
missed
too
extra
high?
points were there?
Oh, there were a lot. You're
would
saying
s-
that's too high.
No, I just think it's maybe 1 out of every 12 are going to be missed,
Right.
or 1 out of every 15 or something like that.
Now,
So
you add nerves and everything. The weather should be fine. Right?
I thought that was going to be like, minus 1,000. Everybody makes all their extra points.
Right.
Plus
71 missed extra points this season.
70. Tate says 71 missed extra points,
71 out of
like what, over 1,000?
200,000.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't remember the last time someone missed an extra point, honestly.
I'm gonna break my forearm if anyone misses
If you
an
could
extra
find
point.
it.
But I don't know where it is on my body. But once I figure it out,
All right. Oh, here's a good one. Odds that a puppy or Betty White appear in a Super Bowl commercial, minus 600. Odds that a puppy, Betty White, and a jar of peanut butter appear in the same commercial, minus 7,500.
did you make those up?
No, that one I made up, yeah.
They should have a puppy hump Betty White's leg. Would
Yeah.
be like the viral video
you're
the
right.
next day, right?
Yeah, that's passable, too.
I've been meaning to tell you something for a while.
Go ahead.
The Simmons family, not me, but the wife and the kids, they really like the James Corden carpool karaoke.
Oh, stop.
I wanted you to hear it from me. I didn't want you to
on.
hear it from somebody else.
No, why are you letting them watch that?
Well, it's not at the same time. They saw it on viral.
Yeah.
I was more upset that they liked English people. It wasn't even like a late night Jimmy
I know,
competitor
the
thing.
Adele thing up there. I know you were razzing our agent, James Baby Doll Dixon, about it.
I was.
Because he represents Colbert.
I wanted to hear that
everybody
from
else.
me. I didn't
All
want
right.
it to get around.
I think you secretly like it too. I think you were that was a facade you just
No,
put
you
up.
know what I realized is that I'm attracted to Adele. I realized
are?
that during carpool karaoke. Yeah, I am.
All right.
I'm not going to apologize either.
Good.
I'm not going to apologize for anything today in this podcast.
All right, here's something. Okay, here's how Patriots fans, Boston fans,
Oh, God.
can get back into it. Celtics minus 38 and a half points over Demaryius Thomas yards.
Who do the Celtics
I
play?
think Sacramento.
Oh,
I don't know
That'll
where it
be a
is.
high scoring game. Sacramento can't guard anybody.
All right, so let's say they get 90. Actually, it would have to be high scoring.
Mark that one up.
Okay. All right.
Who's Josh Norman covering?
Everybody. I think that's his man. I think it would be Demaryius. Also, Lakers Spurs margin of victory plus 1.5 over Denver Carolina first half points. How many points did Denver Carolina score in the first half? 20?
I mean, the history of the Super Bowl says kind of an ugly, disjointed first half. Maybe
16,
a score
18?
at the end. Yeah, it seems less than 20.
Less than 20. Spurs should beat the Lakers by more than that. It's a tough one.
But how do you know? Like the Spurs might do the thing where they bench everyone on the team, and it's like, hey, Jonathan Simmons is starting.
They will. If we bet the Spurs, will they do that?
we
they'll
we have
find
the
out
power to
somehow.
swing that one.
Yeah. What else?
Oh wait, hold on. I keep telling you that it's time to get your life organized with LegalZoom,
You're right.
and we go through this little checklist every time. Mm-hmm. So let's go through it again. Do you have a family?
Yes, I think still.
Do you have assets?
Not as yeah.
Not as many as you did
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, but you have assets. Do you have property?
Yeah.
Do you have time to figure out on your own whether a will or a living trust works best for you? I don't think you do. You got a lot of gigs.
I have to
you
say
don't.
No to that.
No to
Otherwise
that.
this doesn't work. Yeah.
LegalZoom's estate plan bundles will make your life a million times easier. Work with an independent attorney available in most states. They'll walk you through your options and recommend the right estate plan. You should have an estate plan. You don't
Okay.
have an estate plan.
You're right.
It actually bothers me that you don't have
Does
an estate
it?
plan. Yeah.
Well, you listen to Adele's
you have 3
Carpool, and
kids.
I don't have an estate plan.
I'm attracted to Adele. Since LegalZoom is not a law firm, you can count on efficiency and value. You'll know what your estate plan bundle costs upfront instead of worrying about hourly rates. That's how LegalZoom became the leader in helping small business owners and families with their legal needs. So get your life organized with an estate plan bundle at LegalZoom.com. Enter BS in the referral box at checkout. That's code BS at LegalZoom.com. Don't enter code word Adele.
I won't do that.
That's the code to my heart.
Wow. This is weird.
You know what I do?
Do you know where your heart is? It's right below your forearm.
It's right next to my forearm, right?
Yeah.
I do like body English chicks.
Manning longest completion under 34.5 yards.
Oh, God. Well, it's going to be one of his ridiculous
That's
pseudo
one
Hail
pass.
Marys
Yeah.
where he throws it for grabs and somebody jumps up and catches it.
We got to mark that, though, right?
You think under or over?
Under.
Oh,
Unless
he's not going to do that.
he's not going to do what? Unless there's like a broken tat, like a crazy, like we talked about.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Manning
cross
is
that
like,
off.
I'm so afraid of.
I know. This is so stupid.
Manning's like this. He's like the guy at the end of. He's like the end of Terminator or Terminator 2.
Yeah.
When Schwarzenegger's body's just he's walking toward the lava pit. Things are falling off his body.
The best part is on Monday's podcast, we're going to be able to say, I knew it.
Oh yeah, we've covered
No matter what.
covered it. Well,
We've
you
said
have to
everything.
make a pick on Thursday.
That's
on,
true.
on
That's
one
true.
of the sports
Oh,
networks.
how about this? How many boners created nationwide by Danica Patrick in her GoDaddy commercial? Over under a half.
Is she still doing those?
No, she's done this year. Last year was
Did
the
they
last
upgrade to somebody
one. To
a little more relevant?
yeah.
I guess she is still relevant though, right?
no, I think
People
she
like
is.
auto racing.
Well, ask Louis K.
Covert Creative does not represent Danica Patrick. Oh, how about this one?
Go ahead.
It's been the year of the wonky score, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been the year of missed PATs, all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
A successful 2-point conversion is plus 330.
Yeah.
So
I
good
meant
for
to
a lot
look
of
at
different
that. I
reasons,
meant to
right?
look at how many of those there
That
were.
brings in your missed PAT
Right.
possibility.
Mm-hmm.
That brings in your I'm down 34-10 and I just scored and I want to make it a 2-possession game. I'm going to go for it.
Right.
Cam Newton, like a lot of field goals, 2 points.
Yeah.
I thought those were
That's
pretty
not
good
bad.
odds.
That's pretty good.
Be
Mark
fun to
that
root
down.
for.
Yeah. That's a good one.
It feels like a bet that we're going to make and we're going to watch the game together and they're going to line up for the 2-point and we're going to be celebrating and then somebody will drop it.
Yeah.
It'll hit Ted Ginn in the face, bounce off his forearm.
Yeah.
Never
Wherever
a
that
lot
may
of
be.
bounce, wherever that was.
No, there'll be a
Might
full
his leg.
start and they'll kick the extra point.
Yeah.
How about Broncos score in all 4 quarters? No is minus 360. Yes is plus 280.
They're not going to score in all 4 quarters.
We're parlaying that with something.
That's ludicrous. Yeah, mark that one down.
Okay.
What else do you got?
Um,
Oh, how about field for first TD? The Brandon Stokely bet. They've caught on. It's now 6-1. Those odds are terrible.
it's 6-1. They have more
6-1.
more listed than ever. They have some of the fans are listed in that though, right?
Some of the fans.
They have so
Jim
many
Belushi's
people.
in there for some reason.
How about this? Exactly 2 points scored by Carolina. 5,000-1. How exciting will the first 10 minutes be of that game? I mean, you're going to lose, but it'd be great.
5,001. I'd like to put 10,000 on the dumbest bet. Tate pointed this one out, and I like it. And Tate did a good job with his picks for me. Over 2.5 players will attempt to pass. Plus 175.
Interesting.
So that brings in a receiver reverse,
Emmanuel
something
Sanders.
funky. It brings in a backup QB.
Right.
It brings in an injury.
That's
And
pretty
yet
good.
I don't love the odds.
Yeah, I know.
I wish the odds were a little higher.
How about over 1.5? Under 1.5.
1.5 should be the same odds. I like that. That bet's really interesting though because
Yeah.
But I was thinking like Tate, who would throw a wide receiver pass on the Panthers?
Mike Tolbert.
Mike Tolbert.
Oh.
Yeah, Tough Tolbert would throw it. So Denver's would be Sanders? Mm-hmm. Maybe?
I think so. He handles the reverses and stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be Owen Daniels since the guy's like Superman.
You can do
now.
everything. You can do everything. Did you see this one? This is real. How many times will the Golden Gate Bridge be shown during the telecast?
I saw that. It was like 5?
Over a half is minus 400. They only have to show it once.
Is there a bet for how many times will I say to you during the 4 quarters that I wish we had Michaels and Collinsworth? Because the over-under of that is 7.5.
You've already said it 3 times in this
Yeah.
podcast.
Jim, we talked about it. Cam Newton
You hate
can
those
beat you
guys.
in so many ways. I hate them more because they were openly rooting for the Broncos.
Yeah.
They just were. And then it's like, wow, it's almost like Jim Nantz and Peyton Manning have the same agent. It's
Yeah.
like, they do? Oh, okay.
You know what drives me crazy? You don't watch Inside the NFL anymore, but they've been doing this for years, so you know what I'm talking about.
Don't sleep on me watching Inside
Oh,
the
you
NFL
do
every
watch?
once in a while.
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
torture myself with the Patriots-Broncos highlights.
Brandon Marshall's terrific.
He is really good.
But
He's on an island.
so they'll say like the size and be like, I'm taking the Patriots this game over the Broncos. They have too much offense. Tom Brady will get it together. Phil will be like, well, I'm calling the game, so I can't tell you who I'm saying. Okay, fine. We know by now you can't take it. But when they have their weekly standings, they all pick.
Phil has a record?
They all have the same record. He eventually picks the game. He just doesn't say it out loud.
In secret?
So it's like, what's the point of not picking the game? I understand, like, you don't want people saying, "Oh, you're rooting for the Broncos during the telecast," but you do eventually pick the game, and it's on the Showtime website who you pick. So,
Even more ridiculous. What's worse, Phil Simms picking the game or Jim Nantz and Peyton Manning having the same agent? What's worse?
That is
What's
true.
a bigger conflict of interest?
Jimmy and Colbert having the same agent.
That's good. Well, that was
insane.
orchestrated perfectly.
Oh, what about this? Okay. At any Super Bowl party this year, will Dickie Barrett post an unauthorized photo of a Boston celebrity on the Mighty Mighty Boston's website?
Oh, man. That was a scab that just got ripped off.
18-1 odds.
Oh, my God.
I think he can do it.
You love it.
He has to do it. It's an annual tradition now. You're turning beet red. Your forearms, everything.
My forearm just pulsating. I didn't realize we could rip that scab off, but that's all right. That's good.
Pretty general.
Affleck doesn't even remember.
I love it. Shortest touchdown of the game. 1.5 yards. Over is even. I look back at the last 10 years.
1.5 yards.
It is pretty even. Last 10 Super Bowls, I think it's 5-5. Because the thing you have to worry about is the pass interference in the end zone.
We have to wrap this up soon because
We do?
we'll go. Let's go through the rest because
All right, I don't have too many.
Because then we have to do the Gary Russell Memorial
That's it. I do
Super
have
Bowl
that one.
prop of
Yes.
which dates way back. We have to
Okay.
tell the story. It's a whole tradition.
All right. All right, I'll read.
Yeah, rip through a couple more of these.
Let's see. The Golden Gate Bridge. Something has Will Peyton Manning cry in the post game telecast. Now this is something our friend Daniel will bet, and then he'll argue with me until March Madness about whether he should get paid on
Whether
this.
we actually cried or not.
Yeah. Like one stupid blogger will say it, and the whole country
There were tears
will say,
in his
No,
eyes.
he cried. No, 6-1 odds, but that is real. Will the announcers mention Kubiak was Elway's backup? Yes, plus 120.
Oh, that's a lock. There's no way they're not mentioning that.
Like during the game?
Yeah.
They'd have to, right?
They'll have to mention that.
Yeah.
I can't believe Gary Kubiak's coaching a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's Gary Kubiak against Ron Rivera.
Oh, man.
It's unbelievable. How are those our two Super Bowl coaches?
This is what happens.
Actually, Ron Rivera's good now, but man, was he shaky
Yeah.
a couple years there.
Missed extra point, kickoff return. What else? I think that's about it. Right?
I mean, at this
I
point,
mean, I
they
like
should have,
Stewart over 66.5 rushing yards.
if they're going to have the earthquake bet, they should have like who's the first player to like a concussion bet.
Yeah,
Like, if we're going to get that
pretty,
morbid, like might as well bring in concussions and
they are
all that
dismal
stuff.
Sundays. Yeah, they will.
How about who's the first player who allegedly passed the concussion protocol when he clearly didn't? The Julian Edelman Award.
Yeah. That's Owen Daniels gets us. How about this? Panthers rushing touchdown in the first half, plus 155. See, I'm all over Stewart and Cam too much.
I feel like I know what you're going to do
I
on that
You do?
large sports network. Yeah. I feel like I know where you're leaning.
C.J. Anderson, no, because I also like C.J. Anderson, minus 21.5 yards rushing over Cam rushing.
All right,
like that?
it's time for the Gary Russell prop.
We're really running
I'm just
out.
ready. No, I'm just
Okay.
ready for it.
Okay,
I really,
let's do
it's
it.
like my favorite. It's the
Okay.
greatest
All
moment
right.
in the history of the
Let's do it.
podcast.
Now, I'm not great on these, but what was the first year we did this was Arizona, Pittsburgh.
It was 2010.
9?
That was Dallas?
Whatever it is. Yeah. All right. So
No,
that's too late.
no, it was at Jimmy's old house.
Yeah, it was like 8.
Yeah, it was like February 2009.
All right.
and you did this whole preamble
Right.
about how Gary Russell,
It's my obscure prop pick of the year.
yeah, you set it up. I had no idea what you were doing. And it was Gary Russell, who was this obscure guy. What was he, a fullback or a running back?
He was like a fullback. They didn't even know. They didn't even give him a position.
And it was like under how many yards, rushing yards for him?
No. Wasn't it
over.
that he will not score a touchdown?
Oh, that's what it was. Garrett Russell would not score a touchdown.
And for some reason, that was like minus 170. I was like, oh my God, this guy never scores.
And we were like, how is that so low? All
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
And not only did he score a touchdown, he scored the first touchdown.
And we're at this party, and we don't know a lot of the people there. And one of the other people starts laughing.
Yeah.
Because he had heard the podcast.
Right.
And we were like, we'll never top. This was when podcasts weren't really a thing yet.
It wasn't a thing. Yeah.
It was like, wow, you heard our podcast? Like, we were just completely
Someone's
confused.
laughing. And then at another party, I learned that the same thing happened. Someone laughed when Gary Russell scored, and a guy and a girl just started talking about it in our podcast, and that guy and girl ended up getting married.
Yeah, that's
They
a
met.
true story.
Right. They met.
Two listeners of the podcast. One heard the other laughing.
Yeah.
Sparked up a conversation. Gary Russell. They should name the kid Gary Russell.
They
whoever
really
that
should
is,
have.
right?
Yeah, right. Definitely.
If
I mean,
there's-
I have better luck getting people together than The Bachelor does. The Bachelor's been on for
That's
how many
true.
years, and they have never gotten anyone married, or maybe once.
If either of those people are listening, they should. There's a contact form at billsimmonspodcast.com.
Yeah.
And you should email us the whole story, and we'll read it.
That would
on,
be great.
The last
That'd be
pod,
great.
because
They
I'd like
probably
to know
hate
all
my
the
guts.
details. To be like,
mean,
we actually got divorced.
Right. No one lasts 7 years anymore. Come on. But anyway, so this year, and in the past, I've had Kuhn on the Packers.
Yeah.
Like over yards. Who did I have? Who was the tight end for the Patriots last year with the crazy vowels?
Oh, Michael Humamamumu.
Yeah. He didn't do it. He was under 7.5 yards.
I would
or
say
whatever
you're
he
2
needed.
and 5
I'm not
lifetime.
very good with these.
You're either 2 and 5 or 1 and 6.
Henry
Henry
Hanowski
Hanowski
was a good win for
You
the
only
Giants.
win when the Giants are in.
Here it is. 2016 obscure prop of the year. Take through the drums. Here we go. Carolina Panthers. Fozzie Whitaker over 5.5 rushing receiving yards combined.
Wow, that's low. Fozzie. That's
What
really
do you think,
exciting.
Tate?
Fozzie
I
Whitaker.
didn't even get Foz out of my mouth, and Tate gave me the fist pump. I like that.
I thought
like
he
that.
was like out for the year. Didn't he get hurt in one of the playoff games?
God forbid. Because
I thought he hurt his forearm.
maybe I should read out some of that. Fozzie
Sal-
Whitaker.
Sal's
No,
not
wait.
even-
I might have
Sal's
a
not
different.
even selling the
I
forearm
may-
jokes
no.
anymore.
Oh yeah. All right. I see what you're saying. I see. No, he's not hurt. He's playing. He's a
All right,
third
but
string.
didn't it seem like he in that first game, right, Tate? He got hurt.
Yeah,
Tate needs a mic.
he was limited, but now
Yeah, he's limited.
He's back. He's back.
He's
He's
back.
got at least 6 yards in him.
Let me tell you, he's back. 9. He didn't have to do anything in the playoffs, but 9 of the 13 games he's played, he's gone over 5.5 yards. And
I
some
like
of
him.
them-
He's shifty.
Yeah. One of these guys gets hurt, he's in. And Brent Musburger in the Baylor Texas game this week mentioned Fozzie Whitaker. I don't know why. I don't think he even knows why he mentioned him during a basketball game, but that
That really
omen.
happened?
That really happened. Yesterday they played. He mentioned him. And I've been following him on Instagram. He proposed at SeaWorld. He wished his 1-year-old puppy a happy birthday. I'm telling you, screwy Super Bowls. The third string running back will have over 5.5 yards. Do it, Fozzie Whitaker. Former Cleveland Brown.
Amazing.
Or
You've
Lombardi
done it
pick,
again.
Maybe.
You've done it again. Feels like 2 and 6, but you've
No,
done it again.
no,
No,
this
it
is
could be good.
easy.
You need this. I like the
Easy.
Fozzie Whitaker.
Very excited about Fozzie.
Are you worried at all about your own tortured history with the Carolina Panthers and Super Bowls?
What do you mean? Oh, with the
Panthers,
John Casey?
Patriots.
Yeah.
February 2004.
Right.
The Super Bowl that everyone only remembers because Janet Jackson's nipple kind of
Right.
popped out. Mm-hmm. But you did a hidden camera bit with
Well,
John
that- well,
Casey.
yeah, it wasn't
not a
hidden
hidden
camera.
camera.
No.
What was it? It was
Well, it was media day, and I showed up dressed as a Carolina Panther because they're all wearing their uniforms. I dressed in John Casey's uniform, and I convinced people that I was John Casey.
and you had like a couple foreign journalists talking to you.
The
and
foreign journalists all fell for it. 4 or 5 American
that
journalists
actually was
fell
one of
for
the
it.
5 funniest things I've ever seen you do.
And I was talking about John Casey. I'm sure, I'm going to be fine. People are going to talk about how I was at the strip club last night doing this, but I put that all aside. John Casey catches wind of this. He's a born again Christian.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Not happy with this. Not happy at all.
You were
Damashek
escorted out. You were escorted out of the area.
I was banned from Media Day.
We should mention though, this was February 2004.
Yeah.
Media Day was a thing, but it wasn't. The internet wasn't crazy
No, it's
back
not
then like
that.
it was now, and you
Right.
could actually get away with. Now there's no way. There's too many people there.
Damashek retweeted your column from the next day or whenever you wrote.
I wrote a whole column
You wrote
about it. That's right.
Yeah.
When did he do that?
Like, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday.
Oh
today?
yeah. So the catch to the story is
Yeah.
the Panthers score the game tying touchdown after Brady throws the worst pick of his entire career when we're up 7.
Right.
They come down, they score the game tying one. Casey kicks the ball out of bounds.
Not
on the
even
kickoff.
close. Yeah.
It's probably not only is it the worst kickoff in the history of the Super Bowl, it's one of the worst kickoffs in the history of professional football.
Yeah.
Sets the Pats up at the 40 and we get the game winning field goal, we win.
Yeah.
And all the Panther fans are like, "Oh, damn you, cousin Sal!
got in his
You
head.
did this."
Well, I could have been their kicker. It would have worked out better if they just would have let me play. But
What
no.
Super Bowl was that? Houston?
That was in Houston. Oh, we were there for weeks.
That was fun. We did the we had the house. We did a
slept
show
over.
from somebody's house in Houston.
Yeah. That was a good time.
It was great. The
Yeah.
light rail was hitting people.
That's right. That's right.
I blogged from the Super Bowl. I called it the Super Blog. I was like, I had this idea. I'm going to blog from the Super Bowl. Now I'm doing your invitation to me. The Super Blog.
You gotta work
And you
on
thought
your
that was the
Simmons.
funniest thing ever. I have a Super Blog. I'm blogging.
That was my favorite thing you did when you would do the pictures and the captions underneath.
That was the first.
That was terrific. Was
First
that
or
the
second
blog?
year I did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wrote like that Super Bowl started out, and I wrote about this. Because we were working for Jimmy Kimmel. We had the first class travel for the Writers Guild.
Right.
When you're flying, and I was on one row and Paul Raff was in another row, and I decided to switch seats to sit with Paul, who was one of the writers of Jimmy's show. And the seat I moved from, sitting next to that person who took my seat, Jacqueline Smith, Charlie's Angels.
Really?
Yeah, one of the 5 hottest
Oh, that's right.
people of our entire life. And I
Yeah.
could have sat next to her for 3.5 hours, Jacqueline Smith, and instead I was next to Paul Raff.
Oh, that's rough.
It was tough.
That's rough.
It was tough.
Probably-
I have a lot of regrets.
Probably goosebumps.
She
all
looked
over your
great
forearm.
too. Well, she looked awesome.
Did she?
So good. And this was like, what, 20 plus years after Charlie's Angels?
Oh, definitely. Easily.
All this stuff is somewhere buried in my archives
We're
that
old,
they'll
man.
destroy at some point.
We're really old.
So what props did we actually
I don't
settle
know.
on?
I wasn't paying attention. No, we like the Broncos not to score in all 4 quarters.
I like McManus 100 to 1 MVP. I
All
might
right.
actually put
That's
something
crazy,
on that.
but we might as well put something on that.
It's too insane not to happen.
I really like the Manning low numbers for passing for
That was
yardage.
great.
I really like that. 0 to 100, 8 to 1, 101 to 140, 10 to 1.
Ted Ginn dropping a pass minus 120. I like that one.
Now, we're going to have trouble with that. Like if something's a fingertip, but
That's true. Stay away. I don't like the interpretations. Mike Carey being wrong. It's
Yeah.
either plus 125 or plus 145. I can't put enough money on that.
okay.
And I don't think Manning retires. I might put something on that, even though the odds are terrible.
Okay.
I don't think. I just think he milks it.
We like Thomas Davis under 5.5.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. I'm doing that one.
That's the one you like.
Yeah, 5.5.
All right. And don't we like field goals over 3.5 maybe?
Yes,
That's a plus 105.
we like that one too.
All right. And Fozzie, mother effing Whitaker over 5.5 rushing receiving yards.
That was a great one. Before you give your plugs, can I go get my son because he's going to quickly talk about Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
since he's
Okay.
here. All right,
Let's
hold on.
do it.
All right, very quickly. My son happens to be here, and the last time he was here, he told us what was going to happen in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
Right?
I
You
was
predicted.
wrong.
You were wrong. What were you wrong
Triple
about?
H won.
We didn't see the Triple H thing coming.
No.
So now Triple H is in WrestleMania. What are your feelings on Triple H?
I don't like him. And there's this fatal 3-way match. What's gonna happen on it? Probably like Extreme Rules.
Yeah, in the next pay-per-view, Fastlane,
Oh.
Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Dean Ambrose.
I think
Who you like? And whoever wins that match is in WrestleMania against Triple H.
Faces Triple
I
H.
think it's gonna be Brock Lesnar. He's gonna come back with the title probably.
You think Brock Lesnar
Wow.
goes and beats Triple H?
That's what I think.
How upset were you in the Royal Rumble? He had the number 1 spot in Royal Rumble because we did our Royal Rumble poll. So we had Reigns. My dad had number 30, Triple H.
Right.
And Triple H threw Roman Reigns out.
Right.
You didn't cry, but you came close.
Yes, I did.
And there might have been some F-bombs. You can't swear in the house.
I didn't see the F-bombs.
No,
I said
you
the
totally.
S-bombs.
Well, you said a couple S-bombs.
Kind of setting him up right now.
S-bombs are totally better. All right, can you make your prediction for WrestleMania?
Well, wait a minute.
'Cause
Didn't you say he got angry at your dad at one point?
You did. You got angry.
Yeah.
You might have punched your sister. You shouldn't punch your sister.
I got mad at her because she was making fun of me.
I know, but that you don't resort to violence with your sister. Your sister's going to protect you later.
Anyway,
Okay, go ahead. Give us your WrestleMania preview quickly.
I think the New Day is going to fight against the Usos for the championships.
He likes the New Day.
All right.
No,
Okay.
I don't. I hate them.
Oh,
What are you talking about? You're rooting for them. Oh, you like the Usos more.
Yeah, I think the Usos are going to win the titles.
Okay. That's it?
And there might be a Intercontinental Championship match with Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose might lose it tonight.
To Kevin Owens?
oh, tonight?
What about the new guy, AJ Styles? You liked him, right?
I think he's going against The Miz.
Oh, The Miz. They're setting that one up.
Oh.
No, is Daniel Bryan coming back or
I
no?
think he might come for the Andre Remor.
So you think Brock Lesnar is our WWE champion at WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas? Okay.
Wait,
All right.
Dallas, Texas?
Thanks for the update.
That'll be fun.
right.
Can I just say something about Ben?
Yeah.
I love this kid, and he's shirtless right now, and he's scaring
He's always
me.
shirtless.
He looks like he's so built for what? How old are you? You're 9?
8.
8. You're only 8. He looks like Chris Pratt training for a superhero movie. For God's sakes, you're afraid
Bye,
of your
Ben.
son.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
See you, Ben. Don't kill us.
We bought him a wrestling dummy, but it was like something that people use for MMA wrestlers,
Right.
And a gymnastics mat. And all he does is do diving,
Bang around.
Macho Man, savage elbows and stuff on this wrestling dummy. It's the greatest $120 I've ever spent in my life. Like literally, it was the best gift I've ever given anyone.
He's
He
gonna
just
pop
beats the
you in
hell out of this
face
wrestling
one
dummy.
day.
Now, in 2 years from now, he'll be able to beat me in a fight. He'll be 10. I'll be like, oh no.
He's gonna forearm smash the hell out of you. Like, oh, that's a forearm. Oh, I see.
Yeah, he has more muscle tone than I do. And I'll tell you what, he has so much muscle, he does not need the Callaway driver.
Oh, I see.
You know, thanks to Callaway for sponsoring today's podcast.
thanks, Callaway.
Oh wait, you have to do your things, do your plugs.
Oh,
Then
Jimmy
I'll
Kimmel
thank Callaway.
Live, watch all week, and then you know what? I forgot to write down who's on.
That's all right. It'll be good
that's
shows.
right. Yeah, just watch. It'll be good. And yes, Thursday night Sports Center. I'll give my Super Bowl pick. As if anyone.
You
cares.
lost a lot of momentum in round 3.
I did.
It's all right.
It's playoffs.
It happens.
One game left. And that's it. At the Cousin Sal for Twitter.
And then we'll have a podcast on Monday. Rehashing the Super Bowl, and hopefully we won't have to defend our friend Dickie Barrett for misusing social media again.
And we'll go over our NBA bets if you.
Oh
want.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot outstanding.
Thanks to Callaway for sponsoring today's podcast. Remember, they worked with the world's leading aerodynamic engineers from Boeing to find even more speed for their new XR driver, which I have used, and it's fantastic. Larger head, streamlined shape, hotter face, extremely forgiving. Tell your face. Visit CallawayGolf.com for more information on the new XR driver from Callaway. Forgiveness meets fast. I have a Jeff Ross point to make after I read the rest of this. Thanks to LegalZoom.com. If it's time to figure out a will or a living trust that works best for you, and you should if you're an adult with a family, then LegalZoom's estate plan bundles will make your life 1,000,000 times easier. Get your life organized with a real estate bundle at LegalZoom.com. Enter BS in the referral box at checkout. Thanks to HBO Now, you don't need cable or satellite to watch HBO anymore. Download the HBO Now app. Start your free 1-month trial today. And thanks to SeatGeek, the presenting sponsor of the BS podcast and Channel 33. Subscribe to both podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. Jeff Ross pretended he was honored when the New York Post did the Abe Vigoda roast in peace
Oh yeah.
headline.
That's
I know he felt like they stole it.
You felt
He did a Facebook post about it. He's like, thanks for paying tribute to my joke about Abe Vigoda. He's like, no, you're mad. They took your
it
joke.
doesn't work like that.
Roast in peace is basically his trademark.
He went to the funeral and roasted a dead man, like in front of the relatives and everything, like at the funeral.
No, he didn't.
I think so. I think that's what he. Remember, he
went
emailed
to-
us.
I thought he was kidding. He actually did that?
No, yeah, because that's what that article was about. Like comedians are gonna go and I guess they had some special.
Because I
thing.
emailed how Abe never should have crossed Barzini. He's like, can I use that?
I'm using that. That's
I'm using
great.
that. I was like, I thought he realized he was
Yeah, no,
actually
he's
going.
roasted. Yeah, he's going.
Oh,
I don't
my
know if
God.
it's when they're actually throwing the dirt on him, but that is sometime around the funeral he was roasting Abe
Unbelievable.
Vigoda in front of his
All
family.
right.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I want to say good job by you, but I think I emailed you the Chris Russo crazy meltdown.
That was amazing. The trivia meltdown.
First of all, that trivia contest he has for Super Bowl tickets, and I know it should be fairly difficult because it's Super Bowl tickets, but it's preposterous. It's like, name the last Green Bay Packer lineman announced during the Super Bowl by the PA announcer. Like, and someone gets it wrong and he freaks out. Like,
Yeah.
and no one, maybe Forrest Gregg, and that's it. Like, he's going nuts on people.
It's
for that.
not Jerry Kramer.
Not Jerry Kramer. We said it's not Jerry Kramer, for God's sakes. And he won't curse, but he comes so close. It's so good. Look it up if you can. So
Yeah,
good.
that was great. Well, that's it. Super Bowl coming.
All right.
We're going to win, I think. I think we're going to win money this time.
Oh, not a chance.
No?
But
Okay.
it'll be fun.
All right, good job, man. Good job, man.
We about this bitch. Anytime y'all want to see me again, rewind this track right here, close your eyes, and picture me rolling.